Welcome back, it's Figment Quad 4 here, and I'm here on the newest Minecraft server. We've had this for a little while. Pretty much I'm the only one playing on it right now. Other people may join, my friend Krusty, or we've got a couple other people occasionally, but mostly it's just me. So I'll just be hanging around doing things. If Etho can have his own server by himself for however long and have fun with it. I figured I can too. So I'm just going to share with you what I've been doing. This is the spawn. It looked a little better before we had a new member that jumped on and had some creepers explode because didn't know what they were doing. Oops, there we go. So we just never bothered to fix it up. But we got basic server rules. This is just a little bunker for the new people to sleep in if they get here at night. Anyway, we've got these roads here. This is actually a giant island. Over here you've got Tourniquet's base, and if you go east, that's when you get to Krusty's base on a giant island. You go further east, that's where you get to my place. And there's other places on the server, obviously. Somebody made this ugly thing, so yeah, not everyone follows the rules of prettiness. Even around my base there's some ugly stuff. So on this server we have these things called waystones. This is a modded server in 1.12.2, I forgot to mention. So these are waystones where you can use them to warp between them, and this one is spawned. So the ones that were put in when Krusty created the server, he put in 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them, which he did when he's in creative mode, flew around, put them down. So these ones don't cost anything to travel. You just click on it, you right click on it, and then you can select any of these. These are all ones I've been to. You can see that some of them have these level requirements, so it'll cost 3 levels for me to teleport to one of these places. So this is somebody's house, somebody else's house. Some of these are villages. Every village has a waystone within it. When I go to the village, I have to travel there, physically. Then I can right click on it to activate it, give it a name, or I think it automatically has a name, but it activates it, and then those cost a certain amount too. But you can also create your own waystones, which is why some of these people have their own. And I have one over at the Guardian farm that I've been working on, stuff like that. There's also a community center. So anyway, when I got on the server, I decided to go to East Falkland Island. Now a lot of this world is world painted by Krusty Monkey, and he copied it off of the real life Falkland Islands, but that's like a large swath in the center. Then he did other stuff, added interesting islands, etc. You can see here, this is something I built around each of the waystones except for the spawn one, just so to have a little protection, some light up, and just look a little prettier. Before it was just a stone in the middle of grass field. So I decided to pretty it up a bit. This and the one up north in the wildlands, and they're called that because outside of where Krusty spawned world painted everything, it's just vanilla world generation. The transition's really rough from one to the other, so if you ever travel that way you can see it. First thing I did was I came here, I built a little house here, which is now gone. Obviously I have my farms here so I could eat. This is just a little shack that I have for sheep, and something happened to a bunch of the sheep. There were a bunch more, now there's only one lonely sheep. Maybe I'll get more sheep eventually. I haven't really needed wool too much for anything. So I had this little house, and it was just like a little hut, like a 3x3 space inside with a ladder down to the bottom floor. So now just ignore everything you're seeing right now, and I'll show you in a second. Oh yeah, we have exotic birds, which means they drop these stupid eggs constantly. So my inventory will fill up, and they don't even stack. They'll be like a blue jay egg here, 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 just one in each slot. And then you can, double click to bring them all together. And I have no idea why it does that. So there's a lot of weird stuff I'll explain in due time. But anyway, this is where the ladder came down from the little hut that was above. And so I built this little base here. So this is a smeltery. This is from Tinker's Construct. You put materials and stuff in here, they smelt, become liquid here. I've got a redstone clock from extra utilities. Takes up 1 block. I can turn it on and off if I want. And it's just causing this faucet to spew into this cast. So right now I've got it making bricks for myself, but I used it to make the tools, you know, like these tools I've got in my hand and in my offhand here, which I'll explain eventually. Yeah, so this first video, I think I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of how I started everything, and then we'll move on from there to some other more complicated stuff. This is the other Tinker stuff that allows you to do, you know, the tool forge, actually build using the parts, you know, all the different stuff here. This is a little storage thing. I have these crates. I actually just built this so that I could sort out. So every, you know, different mods have their different thing. Magic bees. So anything that's here I can throw here. I did have double chests here, and they all got filled up. So I did that. This is the storage wall. This is the drawer controller. So if I double right click on that, it'll put everything in my inventory that is in storage somewhere. It'll just automatically put it in there if there's room. So I want my torches back, and I want a stack of cobblestone. So, but this is really useful for, you know, you're going on a mining session or something. You come back and you can throw everything back in there, and then you do have a chest there. I've got some chickens here. Originally, you know, before I had a chicken farm downstairs, I have this going on. Fills this with eggs, which has 2,600 eggs in there right now. I can flip that lever and these will feed down into the other chicken farms, but I don't really need that. And then here's my AFK hole, where I never really AFK on this server. Haven't had a reason to, really. But whenever I log off or on, this is where I go. So, just for safety's sake. Anyway, after I did this, I mined down, and I started creating underground farms. So I created this cactus farm, pretty basic, pours down into a hopper down there. This is a sugarcane farm next to a, oh, that's dark, so there's a zombie in there. Anyway, next to a hemp, yeah, industrial hemp. This is from the immersive engineering mod. So this is a way to grow string. You grow this and you can turn it into string. It's got some other uses too. I can make hemp concrete. I did that too. So anyway, but they produced way too much, and the rest was just floating around. So I turned them off. I can turn them on again if I ever need it. This is supposed to be a mushroom farm. Didn't really work. Down here, you can. This is where the mushrooms were supposed to go. Yeah, it just didn't work at all. Oh, he can't hurt me. Down here is how you get to the stuff. So you can see I've got the hemp seeds and the hemp fiber. Those are the 2 drops from the hemp plants. Down here, I don't know why that's empty. Okay. Sugarcane, this is completely filled with sugarcane, 2048. I can upgrade so these can hold more, but I haven't done it. So, and then I think I took some of these for paper for trading, probably. I just made a villager trading hall, not a fancy one like some people make, just a real basic one, just you'll see it. Anyway, this is completely full of cactuses. Again, 2048 is the max. This is completely full because I don't have any need of these anymore. I don't even remember what I wanted them for. But anyway, this is where they come out. So, boop, boop, boop. I'm sure I'll pick those up eventually. And this is all just, you know, caves and whatnot. So, excuse me, I'm kind of sick, so got a cough. Yeah, pretty basic, you know, some places to smell stuff. I got another AFK hole here if I want it. This leads down. I kind of forgot about this. I went down and back when I'd go, you know, strip mining, just manually mining a bunch of stuff down there. That's where I did that. That's how this got started with mining, and then I eventually started mining out these large areas to do these underground farms. excuse me. This is a basic chicken cooking farm. You know, the chickens. There's the lava bucket. So there's chickens up top here. You can see them sticking out of there. Boop. So, you know, I'm sure you've seen this, but anyway, the chickens, they lay eggs. The eggs get shot out here. Once they grow, the lava kills them. It drops them in here. You see, got a bunch of cooked chickens. So this is where I get my food from. The feathers, this is something added by Extra Utilities. It's pretty cool. What it does is it can grab from adjacent chests, and you give it how you say, recipe. Pff, couldn't think of that word. Okay, you give it a recipe, and it does it. So you put 9 feathers in here. We have additional compression, which allows me to compress tons of stuff down into smaller blocks for better storage. So that's what this does. So this will make a single compressed feather, and then this is the output. This one takes single compressed and makes them into double compressed. So that way this isn't getting completely filled up with feathers. That way there's still room for cooked chicken and the odd raw chicken that'll come out of there, but it's fine. That was the first one. Then I made another one up here. This is to get access to this part, but this one is again the same thing. These are the hoppers that come from that storage of eggs up there I told you about. They would drain down into here. This doesn't need any help though. Instead of a redstone clock, I have a hovering hourglass by Botania. You put sand in, it pours down, and then it flips. I have red sand in there, which is like 10 seconds per red sand, so boop, 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 flips, you know, does the thing. Pretty cool. Anyway, this one has far less cooked chicken because it actually gets used for something, but the feathers, you know, get the same way. This is an Extra Utilities pipe that pipes all the cooked chicken over to here, into this hopper. When this keeps getting messed up, I'm not sure why, but it doesn't really matter to me. But anyway, this hopper has a comparator coming off of it. Whenever there's chicken in here, this will power this thing, which will send the cart going back and forth. And you can see the cart dropping into hoppers below it. This is getting taken out, and this automatically gets filled up from that over there. Go back down the stairs. You can see what happens with it is all these hoppers have cooked chicken. They feed onto these drying racks, which are added by Tinker's Construct. And over time, they become leather. And once they become leather, they get sucked up by the hopper. But these ones are completely full of leather. This one's almost full. So, yeah, basically all this is full of leather. This has probably 2048 again. Yep. So this is all the leather I'll ever need. 2048 of leather just sitting here. Not even doing anything with it really. But if basically I needed some for books, I think it was. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ham on it and make it so that I never have to go killing cows and doing manual labor for leather again. I'll just have it being farmed. So that's what I did. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's finish showing you this here. This is my little nether farm. I don't have it automated at all. It's just nether wart in there. Pretty unremarkable, pretty unnecessary. Don't really ever use it, but whatever. This is from Immersive Engineering. This is a blast furnace. You put iron in here, and wait. Oh, it starts over here. You start with the coke oven. You put coal in there. It takes a while, but it burns into coal coke, which smelts twice as many items, but also is capable of being used in the blast furnace. It also makes creosote oil, which I have automatically feeding out into here. I already took all this, and I haven't used this one in a while. I've got another one set up in the new place I built that I'll show you. But the creosote oil is good for making treated wood, which can make these wooden storage crates, which are fantastic. You can see I've got nether wart in there, but you can pick them up and they keep all their contents. So I can carry these around with me, and in fact I do. I'll show you all that eventually. Anyway, coal coke gets made from here, put it in here, it smelts the iron. Do I have any coal coke left in here? No. But anyway, it smelts into steel, which is really useful. I have nothing really significant going on over there. This is for brewing, which I never do. This, I won't go into detail, but basically there's a mob spawner dropping mobs in here. They get funneled in here. I kill them for experience. There's some mod stuff making this happen, but whatever. Anyway, they feed all their stuff into here, drops into here. So you can see it from the other side. So I've got all these chests. There we go. That's where it gets full. So I'm running out of storage. I've only got one double chest and a single chest left. But anyway, so these are all full of drops from the mobs. There's a golden spike in there, so they're automatically getting killed, or I can come make it faster. I'm not going to talk about all this yet. Enchanting table. This is magical wood from extra utilities. This counts as... I'm not sure how many. It counts as bookshelves. So instead of bookshelves all around it, I just need to have these. And I'm hoping they count as 5, because then that would be 30 levels, because otherwise I would need more. Excuse me, and I'm pretty sure I can do 30 levels worth of this. I'm not sure. I don't really use it too much. Here's some bookshelves. I forgot about that. Some bookshelves with just some random books that I've enchanted. Some of the mods add other enchantments. So there's that nonsense. Anvil. So this room's just for that kind of stuff. Every time I go in there, I get some experience from that thing automatically, so that's kind of fun. Let's see. Was there anything else I was going to show you before in this video? That's how you get up here. It's kind of boring. I didn't really know about bubble elevators, and I haven't got around to putting any in yet. I assume they're in 1.12.2, but I just haven't looked into it. But I do need to make some eventually. Anyway, that's probably it for this video, and then in the next video I'll show you some of the more of the stuff I've been working on. So, see you then.